Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on crypto. Hope all is well with you and yours. There is a ton to unpack today. I must have found about 20 articles that I reviewed this morning. That's why I'm a tad late. I had to figure out what I was going to include, what I wasn't going to include, and there was some good stuff that was left out. Maybe I'll get into it during tonight's live. Don't forget, all of my lives are going to wind up being perks for members only. So that could actually wind up being a big deal. By the way, thank you, Anthony, for joining. I appreciate you, my man. Appreciate you. All my members, I appreciate you all. Thank you very much for your support. Now let's dig in. We know that the Bitcoin market has not crashed, but plummeted down to 65,000. We know that the rest of the cryptoverse has followed. We also know that the stock market took a hit, and that's because we got better than expected news on production. Now, hold that in your head for a moment and you say to yourself, why is such a big impact? And it's because it kind of douses the idea that we're going to get a interest rate decrease in June. I said it before and I'll say it again. Not going to happen. It's not going to happen until we get closer to the U.S. elections. And it's not even being driven by the elections. It's being driven by the data. It's being driven by the data, and that PCE information that we got on Friday really hurt things. So that kind of said, yeah, we're probably not going to get that rate cut, which means it goes by what Powell was saying was we're probably going to be higher for longer, right? And then we'll come down. So I'm not going to be surprised if we come out late third quarter or early fourth quarter with those rate cuts. Just saying, it's big. It's big, but there are also other things that led to the decline in the space. So you have a potential impact. Somebody moved over $171 million worth of SOL over to Coinbase. That normally says that there's probably going to be a sale, and that puts us in a bullish position. Mind you, there's already, $7.5 billion or some, I forgot the number from yesterday, but billions of dollars worth of SOL that's going to be sold by FTX's estate. So that's big. So you have two very heavy downward pressures that are going on. And then I was talking about it last night, where you still have a lot of sales of Bitcoin being done by somebody who owns a lot of GBTC. And everybody's going, well, that's probably Grayscale. Could be, but it could also be Digital Currency Group. They hold obviously a ton of it because they own a big chunk of Grayscale. So those are things to actually think about. There's also a big Arbitrum unlock, about little over $92.5 million Arbitrum coins are going to be unlocked. Again, these are things that are going to have a little bit of a negative kind of push. Frankly, I'm looking at this big decline as a blessing. Why? Because everything is on the downside and everything is going to go back up. And here's why I think everything is going to go up. You have the halving event. That's going to happen. You have rate cuts that are going to happen later on this year. Going to happen. Right? Those are things that are going to happen. You want to know what else happened? My book is on Amazon today. We have a hardcover, we have a soft cover. There are pages in there for you to take notes. There are all kinds of foundational information. As a matter of fact, the book is called Crypto Foundations, a way to build multi-generational wealth. I know I'm just really excited. I can barely remember. Just remember Crypto Foundations, and it's got beautiful artwork on the cover. So go check it out. It's out there. It's out there, and I'm excited. I'm like crazy excited right now. I can barely speak. Then you have Wormhole. In industry developments, you have Wormhole about to release their W token. I think this is a very big deal. And the reason why I say so is because it's a far cry from where they were in 2022. If you go back to some of my videos in 2022, around February 8th, February 3rd, February 8th, you'll hear me talk about the big Wormhole hack. It was a few $100 million. So when you look at them releasing a token now and everything that they've done through now, those are big steps. Those are big adult steps right there. Huge. That's great. So kudos to that team for making it back and making it happen. Something that really caught my attention, and one of the reasons why I'm not big on Telegram or anything that touches it. Well, Solareum, it's basically a Telegram trading hack, a trading app that got hacked for $523,000. So guess what? Yeah, they're going out, shutting down operations. That ought to be a hint. That really ought to be a hint. It takes a lot for me to trust anything or anyone that has a Telegram account, because I just associate Telegram with just lawlessness, complete lawlessness. So I used to have a Telegram account. Somebody asked me to get on Telegram so we could communicate. I got it, checked it out, didn't like it, deleted it from my phone. That's it. I'm done with Telegram. So technically I have a Telegram address. No idea what the heck it is. How's that sound? No idea. None. So if you find me on there, you didn't really find me. You should find me everywhere else. With regard to Solareum, I'm just be wary. Do big research on anything that's on there. Now, what's coming up in April? I told you. You've got different law cases that are coming up for, involving the SEC. You've got the halving event that's coming up. That'll be huge. I think that'll be huge because it's not just one halving event. Everybody forgets about the other one. Bitcoin has a halving event, and Bitcoin Cash has a halving event. And everybody discounts Bitcoin Cash because of, old animosity and all that good stuff. It gets used. It gets used. So yeah, there are two halving events that are popping up. Then you have $1.2 billion outflow, a $1.2 billion outflow of Bitcoin from Coinbase. People are holding on to their Bitcoin. They might be moving on Solana, but they are holding on to that Bitcoin. And that says a lot. Now that's slightly positive news, slightly positive, but I'm just saying it's only slightly positive, and we've got a lot of downward pressure, which is what brought the market down. When we get into the numbers a little bit later, you'll see why I'm not fazed by it, why I honestly look at this as a dry powder moment. Actually, for me, it's going to be a dry powder moment. I have my DCA schedule, but then I'm looking across the board at all these nice little goodies that I want to get my hands on, and now the market's down. Yes, thank you very much. I'll take it. Thailand's leading crypto exchange, or one of Thailand's leading crypto exchanges, Bitkub, is about to go IPO. That's a big deal. Again, I look at things that are going on the global stage, because things that happen globally or someplace else can still have an effect on your bag no matter where you are. Pay attention, please. Please pay attention. Singapore's central bank has introduced new crypto regulations. I'm reading my notes. User protection and financial stability for digital payment tokens, as well as the service providers. Let that wash over you for a minute. They're saying, hey, look, listen, you're going to do all this stuff, but you're going to introduce some protections. My question is, does that mean that they're looking for insurance? Like, what brings crypto closer to what, banks can offer? What can exchanges do? Well, in the United States, we have the FDIC for banks, right? I'm just saying, you're covered up to what? I think the number is $250,000, per account. I think we should be looking into that for crypto. And some have it, some don't. Do your research, figure it out, get involved, speak up. Like, if you find something, tell it to the community. It's a very big deal that we share information, because if one ship rises, all ships rise. Durbit, another leading exchange, gets licensed in Dubai. That's actually very interesting. I spoke about it. I touched on it a little bit the other day, but I wanted to touch on it again. And the reason why is because on the global stage, you have other crypto firms that are bigger than other firms around the world. And if you want to know where you should be trading, this is sometimes how you find out. Well, who's licensed? Who's compliant with local regulations? What coins do they have? What's the price of their coins on their exchange versus those same coins on other exchanges? Am I going to make money off of that arbitrage? Those are tricks of the trade. Let's rock with it. Let's learn from it. All right. Something else. Vitalik Buterin. I chimed on this yesterday, where the CEO of Polygon Labs said, "Hey, layer threes. There's no reason to have them. I don't like layer threes. Blah 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 blah." And I was like, "Oh, sounds interesting," and I kind of agree. Vitalik Buterin said, "Well, layer threes can work, but there are lighter ways, meaning there are better ways for scalability." I'm just saying. So when you look at layer threes, I want you to dig deep, because when I heard Polygon CEO say something, I was kind of like, well, he's probably, bad apples, whatever, because, Polygon. And then I was looking at it from a technical perspective, and then you have somebody like Vitalik Buterin say, the man for Ethereum. You look at him, you kind of go, oh well, no, that's a guy who knows the technology behind it, and he's saying, yeah, it'll work, but there are better ways. And I'm sitting back and I'm going, yeah, I'm gonna listen to that guy. He knows the technology better than I do, better than most people. He could really nail it. So layer threes, to me, nah, I'm not having it. I'm not going to be involved in layer threes, and those are the reasons why. And then you have the legal battle between Tron, Justin Sun, and the SEC. The SEC is suing both Justin Sun and Tron, and Justin Sun and Tron went to the courts and said, hey, we should be throwing this case out. What's the case? And I'm sitting back, and as much as I'm not a fan of Justin Sun, I really am wondering, what's the case? It just seemed like one day the SEC just woke up and just threw a whole bunch of spaghetti up against the walls and said, let's see what sticks. And I'm sitting here and I'm just going, yeah, that's not the way it's supposed to work. You're supposed to be out there protecting us. And here's an example. I just heard it on CNBC, and they couldn't have said it better. They couldn't have said it better. If the SEC is here to protect, retail investors, then why does DJT exist? Because it's clearly it's paper. It's just paper. It's nothing. They came out. I went IPO via SPAC. The stock shot up, right? Don't worry, I'm getting to a point. Stock shot up. And why did it shoot up? Soon after the stock shot up, they came out and said, oh yeah, by the way, we lost $58 million last year, which is more than the money that they lost the year previous. And they also said, oh, by the way, we're probably going to continue losing money for the time to come. Huh. So you go public, bring in all this money, and then you say, oh, by the way, we're really screwed up. They also said they almost went out of business last year. Had it not been for this deal, they would have been out of business. Huh? And you kind of knew it. I'm not on Truth Social, skip that. But it has nothing to do with the person. It has to do with the situation. It's a SPAC. Why isn't the SEC going after them? That SPAC's been in trouble since day one. Why isn't the SEC all over that? No, but you don't hear that. You don't hear about that. That's not happening. Instead, the SEC chooses to just hammer the cryptoverse. Okay, that makes sense. I feel so protected by the SEC. I know I'm being coy. I'm sorry. You have a lot of smart people over there that could be focused. Their efforts could be focused someplace else that actually has meaning and has positive impact. I'd like to see those smart people unleashed on stuff like that. I'd like to see them unleashed on helping industries create guardrails, right? Where they can operate, make money with causing the least amount of risk. Just saying, that's kind of how I would like to see it happen, instead of going after an industry for the sake of going after that industry. That's just me. But you know what we should do? We should go into the numbers. Yeah, those are my notes. All right, so the fear and greed index is at 79, basically remains stet from yesterday. DeFi Llama, we lost a lot of money from yesterday. It's coming back a little bit, but we're down to $119 billion in total value locked. And again, here's what I want to show you guys. We're down to 65,000. Could we get lower? Possible. But as fast as we're going down right here, we're still not at that blue line, which is at 63,714. And I'll be frank with you. From right here, which is about February 24th, right? Well, really, yeah, February, we'll call it February 28th. From about right there to now, I was always thinking that we should have been between this blue band. I think all of this that you see above, I think all of it is gravy. When you take a look back, it's all gravy. So coming back down to right here at 65,196, I'm kind of like, well, could it go lower? Possibly. Definitely possibly. Will it go as low as this blue band? Doubtful. Possible, but doubtful. Even if it did, to me, this is still a gravy area. It really is. To me, it's still a gravy area. So am I going to be able to pick the bottom? No. Can I buy in as I think we're approaching the bottom? Yes. Can I continue buying in once it hits that upside? Yes. Because how high do you have to go to hit the all-time high? 73 and change. So at 65 and change, I don't know. Are you going to look at, a 10+% upward movement and say, nah, this is why you have dry powder on the side. This is why. I'm sorry, I didn't put it in there. I'm having a very slow day. But this is why you have to have dry powder on the side. You've invested your money, right? And you're DCAing. This is what I'm doing. I have my money invested, and then I have my DCA strategy. And then I have dry powder on the side for opportunities like this. Opportunities like this make it so that I can get in with a quickness. I can get in when it's on its way down. Do I think there's going to be a catalyst to make everything shoot up again? Shoot up real fast? I don't think so. But this is why last week I was telling you guys, I also have triggers that kind of tell me, hey, the market is dropping. Go take a look. And then I can decide to make a trade or not. I know a number of people out there that actually have their money in crypto, but in stable coins for this very reason, because it enables them to move a lot faster. If I had it in a bank, I've got to on-ramp my money. I might have to wait to be able to use my money depending on what exchange I put it on, and then I can act. Nope, I have my money positioned so that I can take advantage of this right now. Right now. So I'm waiting to see, am I seeing a bottom? Am I seeing a bottom? Could I go further? So I am paying attention to 65,100 to 63,714. Am I going to get any closer to what that is now, what would be the floor? If that's going to become a support, I'll wait till we get closer to that support. Will it pop up like it did right here? It could. It really could. It went down to here, popped back up, now it dropped again. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for a little bit more, and I'll get in. Will I get in at this level and be happy? Yes. But I'll wait a little bit. I'll wait just a hair, maybe in the morning, and then I'll get in later. Right? See if I can catch it on the way down, since I have complete confidence that it'll go back up. That's why. Pay attention to the coins that are out there. Pay attention to Solana having unlocks, XRP having unlocks, Arbitrum having unlocks. Big sale in XRP, 171 million. Big sale coming for, not XRP, for Sol. Big sale for Sol again. What is it? 7.5 billion. These are big numbers that we're talking about. Really big numbers. There's going to be a downward push. Do I think those coins are going to come back? Yes, I do think that everything is going to come back. Well, the ones that I think are going to come back. Anyway, this is Eddie J with Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. Catch the articles on the website, which is also a social media platform that we are continually building up and building out. Something else that you probably don't realize is all of my lives beginning this coming Monday are all going to be for members only. So please go over to YouTube, join over at growmybag.tv, and you'll start to see everything. All of this helps me continue doing what I'm doing. And you know what else we have coming? A streaming channel. It'll be a little while, but we have it in the works. We've already figured out what shows we're going to have, all that kind of stuff. And we're looking for more participants. Also, don't forget today, the book dropped. The book dropped today, and I'm like extremely happy. All right. Crypto Foundations for building multi-generational wealth. Hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.